Egypt is currently constructing the largest museum in the world, a $550 million project. Hello Displorers, welcome to another exciting video presented to you by Displore, and thanks for watching. In this video we shall be taking you into the land of ancient wonders, Egypt, and we shall be looking at the construction of Egypt's largest museum, which will potentially be the largest museum in the world. The Grand Egyptian Museum, GEM, also known as the Giza Museum, will house artifacts of ancient Egypt, including the complete Tutankhamun collection. Many pieces will be displayed for the first time. Described as the largest archaeological museum in the world, construction on the museum was set to be complete in the first quarter of 2020. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the museum opening was moved to 2021. The museum is seated on 50 hectares of land, approximately 2 kilometers from the Giza Pyramid Complex, and is part of a new master plan for the Giza Plateau. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Egypt is one of the countries which historically and architecturally is a wonder with unique structures and cultures such as the Great Pyramids of Giza. When has Egypt ever done anything in a small scale? Hence, today we are looking at Egypt's new grand project, the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is going to become one of the largest in the world upon its opening. To fully dissect the different layers of this museum, which will make it special besides its size, we will go through the full plan and design, including the unique pieces to be on display once completed. Come with us as we examine Egypt's construction of the largest museum in the world. The Grand Egyptian Museum, which will be the largest and most important pharaohic museum in the world, the largest museum in Egypt, and one of the leading scientific, historical, and archaeological study centers on the globe. The museum's 21st century galleries, designed by Metaphor, will be located in an iconic and distinctive building located on the edge of the desert, orbiting the Giza Pyramids World Heritage Site. The museum is designed by Henegan Peng Architects and will cover over 3,500 years of ancient Egyptian history and house more than 50,000 artifacts, including King Tutankhamun's famed mummy and golden bearer effects. The main achievement so far is the construction of the new conservation center, with the documentation unit working to create a computerized database for all the artifacts. Contract awarding process and design. The building design was decided by an architectural competition announced on 7 January 2002. The organizers received 1,557 entries from 82 countries, making it the second largest architectural competition in history. In the second stage of the competition, 20 entries submitted additional information on their designs. Judging was complete by the 2nd of June 2003. The competition was won by architects Rosin Henegan and Shifu Peng and their company Henegan Peng Architects in Ireland, winning $250,000. With their win, Henegan Peng Architect designed the building. The exhibition master plan, exhibition design and museology is by Astelia Bruckner. In late August 2008, the design team submitted over 5,000 drawings to the Egyptian Ministry of Culture. Following this, the construction tender was announced in October 2008. Earth moving has begun to excavate the site of the building. Tendering was due in September 2009 with an estimated completion date of 2013. On 11th of January 2012, a joint venture between Egypt's Orascom Construction Industries and the Belgian Besix Group was awarded the contract for Phase 3 of the Grand Egyptian Museum, a deal valued at $810 million, which is slightly higher than the original estimate of $55 million. The final design of the Grand Egyptian Museum. Given the knockout process of the selection for a designing company, Henegan Peng Architects had to put their money where their mouth is to bring up an exceptional design, proving they deserve their win. The design incorporated the essence of Egyptian history with a great touch of modern architecture. The building is shaped like a chamfered triangle in plan. It sits on a site 2 kilometers west of the pyramids near a motorway interchange. The building's north and south walls line up directly with the Great Pyramid of Khufu and the Pyramid of Menkaure. In front of the building is a large plaza filled with date plants. One of the main features of the museum is the translucent stone wall made of alabaster that makes up the front facet of the building. Inside the main entrance is a large atrium where large statues will be exhibited. On the 2nd of February 2010, Hill International announced that Egypt's Ministry of Culture had signed a contract with a joint venture of Hill and Ahaf consulting engineers to provide project management services during the design and construction of the Grand Egyptian Museum. The mission of the museum. The Grand Egyptian Museum's mission is to be the development of a sustainable model for a world-class iconic destination. This is to be achieved by exhibiting unique and significant exhibits, promoting Egyptian heritage locally and internationally, and integrating cultural and entertainment components. At the same time, the mission is to create an inspiring visitor experience, promote research and innovation in the field of cultural heritage management, and apply the highest management and operational standards and technologies. all with the aim of contributing to Egypt's economic development. Financing of the Grand Egyptian Museum. The total estimated project cost $550 million US, $300 million US, of which will be financed from Japanese loans. The remaining will be financed by the Supreme Council of Antiquities, other donations and international funds. In the year 2007, the GEM secured a $300 million loan from the Japan Bank for International Cooperation. The Egyptian government will fund $147 million, while the remaining $150 million US will be funded through donations and international organizations. Main features of the Grand Egyptian Museum. The new museum is designed to include the latest technology, including virtual reality. The museum will also be an international center for communication between museums to promote direct contact with other local and international museums. On the 5th of January 2002, the then Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak laid the foundation stone of the Grand Egyptian Museum. On 25th August 2006, the statue of Ramses II was moved from Ramses Square in Cairo to the Giza Plateau in anticipation of construction of the museum. The exhibition will cover about one-third of the total museum grounds, displaying 50,000 artifacts. The main attraction will be the first exhibition of the full tomb collection of King Tutankhamun. The collection includes about 5,000 items in total and will be relocated from the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Other objects will be relocated from storages and museums in Luxor, Minya, Sohag, Asyut, Beni Suef, Fayum and Delta, and Alexandria. As soon as visitors enter the Grand Egyptian Museum, they begin a journey from the entrance gate to the exit gate, which begins with the Hangsik Obelisk and ends with an entertaining retail experience. This journey can be planned by purchasing online tickets through the GEM website or directly from the ticketing house located at the GEM site. During this visit, guests will learn about the main components of the Grand Egyptian Museum and its many features. The complex comprises the main buildings with museum and conference center, retaining walls and retaining structures, outbuildings with restaurants, parking spaces, and extensive gardens. The Grand Egyptian Museum will include a children's museum, conference center, training center, and workshops similar to the old pharaonic places. Here are the main features of the Grand Egyptian Museum. The Hanging Obelisk. The Grand Egyptian Museum will display the obelisk of King Ramses II. The spatial, the placement of his cartouche under the obelisk, which is not visible. For the first time and after 3,500 years, the obelisk will be exhibited in an ingenious way by hanging it. This allows visitors the experience of seeing the cartouche hidden underneath. Ramses II. Visitors are greeted by King Ramses II the moment they enter the atrium. It is placed next to the other massive objects that represent the greatness of ancient Egyptian civilization. The Grand Staircase. The Grand Staircase is one of the main attractions of the Grand Egyptian Museum. With its extraordinary architecture, it is a gallery on its own right, as it exhibits a total of some 74 colossal statues and objects. Visitors on their way to the panoramic view of the Great Pyramid can start their tour of the Grand Egyptian Museum galleries here. The King Tut Gallery. The King Tut Gallery occupies an area of 7,000 square meters. This huge gallery will display over 5,000 artifacts and objects from the collection of the Golden Pharaoh from the 18th dynasty. 2,000 objects from the treasury will be exhibited for the first time since the discovery of his tomb in 1922. The main galleries. Covering an area of over 18,000 meters square, these galleries contain tens of thousands of objects from prehistoric times to Greco-Roman times. The galleries are arranged on 4 slightly stepped levels, A, B, C, D, each level representing a different period of ancient Egyptian civilization. The exhibition is divided into 3 overarching themes: royalty, society, and faith. The Children's Museum. This room is designed for children aged 3 to 12 years to learn, enjoy, and create. It is equipped with hands-on activities, workshops, laboratories, virtual galleries, and games. The Children's Museum is designed to support children's natural curiosity about the ancient world of Egypt. In addition, this space will also include a creche, playground, kindergarten, and recreation areas. Leisure activities include interactive games, multimedia equipment, and an exhibition area where cartoons and cultural documentaries will be shown. The Congress Center. The Grand Egyptian Museum Congress Center is a versatile venue consisting of a theater, 2 auditoriums, an education sector, a retail area, and a rooftop garden. The auditoriums are designed for conferences, seminars, formal events, meetings, workshops, and lectures. The educational sector is a strong component of Grand Egyptian Museum as it is a cultural institution. It consists of 8 classrooms, and visitors of different ages have the opportunity to experience learning and research. The Art and Crafts Center. The center aims to revive the fame of traditional handicrafts by offering visitors the opportunity to learn through educational programs and workshops. It will also provide local artists and craftspeople with space and opportunities to create their creations and support the artistic value of this increasingly important field. The Museum of Solar Boats. King Khufu's wooden boats or solar boats are one of the largest boats with ancient organic artifacts known in ancient Egyptian history. Dating back to 2667 BC, the boats are displayed in a glass building, which is separated from the main building of the museum. The building will use visual effects and modern technology to give visitors the impression that they are sailing towards the sun, imitating the pharaoh's journey into eternity. Other facilities of the Grand Egyptian Museum. The museum will have a variety of indoor and outdoor cafes and restaurants, with two main restaurants overlooking the pyramids. Kiosks will be spread throughout the Grand Egyptian Museum, as will a food court. Here, visitors will be able to enjoy a variety of food and beverages from different suppliers. The Grand Egyptian Museum will also have retail outlets with a wide range of goods and souvenirs. They reflect what visitors have seen during their tour and offer them the opportunity to remember these experiences. Progress report on the Grand Egyptian Museum. The Grand Egyptian Museum is currently 95% complete as to date. A total of 55,137 artifacts from various Egyptian museums and archaeological sites have been transported to the Grand Egyptian Museum premises. Fully preserved are 47,722 artifacts, which have been restored in the Grand Egyptian Museum's warehouse. An international consortium is selected through an international tendering process to operate and maintain the services and facilities of the Great Egyptian Museum. The contract is expected to be awarded in early May 2020. The opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum. The opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum is now within reach. The Minister of Antiquities, Mahmoud Al-Damati, announced in May 2015 that the museum will be partially opened in May 2018. On the 29th of April 2018, a fire broke out near the entrance of the Grand Egyptian Museum, but artifacts were not damaged and the cause of the fire was unknown. In May 2018, the last of King Tutankhamun's chariot was moved to Grand Egyptian Museum. In November of 2018, the estimate for a full opening was pushed back to last quarter of 2020, according to Tarek Taufik, Grand Egyptian Museum's director. In April 2020, the planned opening of the museum was pushed to 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but the Grand Egyptian Museum is available for private tours in advance of its official opening. The Grand Egyptian Museum is now going through the selection process for the international company that will be in charge of organizing the museum's inauguration and opening ceremony. There you have it, explorers. That was a peek into the world's largest museum under construction. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.